Yo!
Yo!
Yo! Hi, how's it
I think
going?
that was it. We're good? Oh.
Ah. So at the end of the last episode, we had a combat encounter.
Did we?
The last
Yes.
But didn't
time
notice.
on the new world.
You followed some tracks outside of Lonfell. You're only like about an hour from the city. I guess you can call it a city now more than a town. It's grown and expanded a wee bit. And you found, well, a bunch of Modron, a bunch of robots that were fairly displeased. Well, that has been dealt with.
Now they are dispersed, as in pieces.
Oh,
Well-
yes, all across the landscape. And you did notice that the pieces that were scattered... Look, we lost Bill. Looks like you did notice that some of the pieces that were scattered of specifically the bits here were turning back into organic material. We're not back, but we're turning into organic material. Flicker was actually the one that noticed that.
Like leaves and such.
Mm-hmm. You also noticed these pedestals with some gems. I believe somebody had started to dig along the side of one of them, and you're currently examining one final bit that did not actually receive the detonation order that all the others did. Did Bill say anything, or they just exploded? Oh, okay. We'll hope that they'll probably be back in a minute. But, how are you doing, everybody? All of you good beans.
Did anybody else want to go first?
Not the best day, but it was my cheat day, so I enjoyed it before things made a turn.
Yeah, it feels like everybody's had a bit of a day, a bit of a week even.
Yeah, I confess I had a lot of very unfortunate news come onto my desk quite suddenly, and I had a bit of a very intense week. I had debated about trying to jump in on this thing, but I said to myself, no, you know what, this would actually be really good for you, being able to connect with people and stuff, because your first instinct when you get sad is to retreat and to fall back into yourself, because you don't want. For me, it's that I don't want to make my sadness other people's problems. You know what I mean?
First of all, how dare you attack me this way, specifically?
This is a very reasonable reaction, but
No, you're right. Agreed, Magus. You're doing the right thing.
I had I'll be brief on this, but I had a sentiment that was introduced to me when I was very young in high school, where I used to go to swim practice all the time, and I hated it. I hated going to actually getting up and going to do the swimming and stuff and working out and exhausting myself. And every time my mom would tell me no, you'll go, and then when you're done, you're gonna feel great. And I'm like, I don't really agree with that, but I'll do. But every time that I would go, I forced myself, and then I would go swimming. I'd have a good time. I'd come back and I'd feel great. And oftentimes, mental health is a lot about, I don't think I'm going to enjoy this thing, but then force myself a little bit to get out and try to do something a little bit more positive.
Yeah,
But this doesn't work for everybody. Sometimes people just need to vibe, watch Star Trek with cookies and just vibe. And that's also okay. But for me, as someone who likes being able to share experiences and convey entertainment and all that stuff, that's where my comfort is being able to spend time with people.
Yeah, same. It's one of those things about knowing yourself and knowing about what self-care means to you and what what healthy looks like to you. 'Cause that's different for everybody.
Yeah, I tried the exercising thing. It does not work. I still hate it, but I gotta do it because I want to have less fat.
I put a picture of Magus going to swimming in the chat.
Mhm.
Let me show it to everyone.
For me, oh god. Oh god.
That's
Look,
too accurate.
For me right now, happiness is eating this ham and cheese Lunchable in the mini fridge next to me.
Happiness takes many forms.
I wanted to be more. I wanted to be more happy and eat more of my junk food today because it's my cheat day, but my body has declined, unfortunately.
Yeah.
An analogy that I've started using in more recent years, but is like it helps me a lot with visualizing things.
Mm-hmm.
Is instead of how people always call it, like saying, spoons for things, I organize things into spell slots.
That works.
As a D&D nerd, this helps me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the example that I always give to people is, like, taking a shower is a 3rd level spell slot. But oh my goodness, does it ever refill all the other ones?
Yeah.
Hacks. That's hacks.
Cheat the system. Hack your brain.
And sometimes there are days that you're just running on cantrips because the DM ambushed you during a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For real.
I feel like out of all of us, I'm the only one who's had like a halfway decent week, and I feel so bad.
I've had a pretty good week.
I've had a mostly good week. Just like today, it was.
I've had a good week, except for getting ready to throw my cats.
Oh no.
I have had a standard week, except that I got to hang out with a friend, and that was good.
Yay.
I've been working on my read debut still. I've got like the retweet thing is up to the thighs. Need a little bit more. Oh no.
Oh, you're doing one of those things.
Yeah, right. It's up to the thighs. My girlfriend moved in last week. Now we're trying to find her a job, but like her sleep schedule is awful. She's been sleeping for 6 hours, and I cannot wake her up.
Oh no.
So yeah, I don't know how that's gonna turn out.
If you need tips on how to wake people up and be the most annoying person in the world, just hit me up.
I mean, thing is, she has a habit of locking her door because she used to live in Texas. So I'm just like, oh crap, I don't have the key for this door. I just have to. I don't want to like bang on the door because I'll wake everyone up.
You have to tailor the thing that you're doing that is annoying to the person that you want to wake up.
So then, you have a couple things in front of you here. What would you like to do?
All right.
So, Soba's thing was she was gonna. So Soba sleeps in a tent anyway. She was gonna just move her tent out here, and just like keep an eye on everything. Because like if there's like a campfire and like also these modrons, like clearly these crystals are important. Soba's smart enough to know that. But like it's far enough away from town that like they can't really keep an eye on it. So she was just gonna set up camp and just wait.
All right. Whomst else?
I'm going to occultly check these orbs, because there's orbs.
Okay.
Because
Roll it
there's
out.
orbs. That is instantly recognizable motivation.
Yeah, that tracks.
There are orbs, therefore
What?
There are orbs, therefore I must occult.
My character sheet tab has apparently disappeared somehow.
Oh.
So I'm gonna guess at my bonus. I think it's a plus 11.
Seems about right.
Yeah.
That's a 20.
All right. Let me quick check, see if I have your character sheet. I should have it somewhere. I probably have it somewhere. So-
Not a current one. I'll find it in a second. Okay, there's Path Builder. I got it.
There is a
It-
lot of
it's
magic
opening.
coming off of the crystals themselves, but you, specifically checking it from the lens of occult, notice a different, more occulted sensation coming from a little bit below, well, in the little bit, beneath the pillar on the right.
Interesting. I'm going to get down and see if I can. I'm going to poke around at it, see if I can find anything going on down there.
All right. If you dig a little bit around the base, you will find a hinge. Hinge that appears to be attached to a small door.
Guys, there's a door
On the orb?
on the base
pedestal.
of the pedestal that the orb is on.
No.
That is a door for a small person.
Soba's gonna kneel down, and she's gonna.
Soba? You're up.
Yeah. Soba's gonna kneel down, lean towards the door, and just knock with with the knuckle of her index finger. Just.
Oh, not that kind of door. No, this is a door that can be opened up. It's not like a housing door. You will have to dig out some of it from the earth.
But I went
earthworks
to go
there.
ahead and. I knew this, but I went ahead
That's fair.
because I thought it would be funny.
Soba misunderstand this. I'm just imagining, she just gets corrected. She blushes a little, grabs the pedestal, and just starts pulling. Just lift the pedestal up.
Yeah. Actually, no. The funnier version here is like you put your hands on the ground and you literally push the ground further down.
Yeah, fucking.
Go Looney
Soba
Tunes
keep
there.
lifting until something move, either pedestal or the earth.
Soba, roll me an intelligence check.
Oh no. Okay, that's just a flat D20. All right.
That's just a d20? Okay, send it.
18.
Good, fantastic. For it not to budge, this has to be braced incredibly deep in the ground. I say incredibly, but this has to be braced much deeper in the ground.
Soba is just gonna start digging, using her sword as a shovel.
All right, you're able to dig out the door, which is like not that big. It's about 2 hands widths tall and the same across. The hinges are almost entirely rusted off. Simply the act of digging it out nearly has them fall off.
Soba's just gonna kick the hinges off.
Easy enough. You find a small pocket with a couple of items inside. There's a scroll in a scroll case, which was emanating that sensation for you, Koss, as well as what I will simply refer to as detritus of aged paper that is completely incomprehensible. If anyone would like to roll some form of curiosity, feel free.
I think that
More funny scroll.
one of our investigators.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What skill
you.
do I roll for this?
Whatever you
What
desire.
skill do you
Like top to bottom, I want you guys to decide what skill to roll, because that will help paint how my view of how you're looking for it. If you're doing it with Arcana versus Investigation, those are two different two different answers,
I think
right?
I probably would I think I would like to use my Academia skill for this one, because this is like the Department of Happenstance. This is what he is here for. This is the exact kind of thing
Yes.
that he is good at doing. Like the kind of thing where they come up to him and say, Rodelac, we have a bit of an investigation we want you to look. And he says, oh, what do we have today? Well, the town of Tyrannagon is gone. Gone how? I mean, just completely
It's just not there.
missing. all that is remaining of the place in that particular geographic location is a small tent that it would be suspiciously able to house a circus for mice. But what's stranger is that on the map itself, that is also what is appearing on our maps, and we want you to figure out what the deal is. So this is right up his alley.
Fantastic.
So
Roll it
I'm
out.
going to roll Academia Lore.
And everybody else gets a
I-
gold coin today. I just want to remind that.
I
Everybody
pray. I pray.
We're rich.
Hold on. Just gotta text someone that's getting me a steak quesadilla. I'm going to give a small request to the cosmic entities that be and that are in charge of probability. I have had a rough week. I could use not a 2. Well, you have a sense of humor, I'll give you that.
Okay, that
I
was
wasn't looking. Was it literally a 2?
No, it was an 8, but it was on an 8 before we started rolling, so it was just still an 8.
So that would be a 21.
Okay.
22 if it's in regards to the investigation that we're doing, which I believe I currently have. My 2 investigations are the Tibium Trouble and the Gripply Experiment, and I think that this is in relation to the Tibium Trouble.
Is this guy here? Is this guy here really there?
Yes.
Interesting.
Okay, go with that. Or is he
Well,
still-
let's-
Yeah.
We can get back to that.
crushed him with. Yeah, I smushed him under a rock so he can't move.
Yeah, he's trapped. So one common feature of any developing culture and society that you're well aware of, that spans across multiple regions, is the need for some form of post, some form of, postal network. This looks to like detritus from stacks of envelopes. And you surmise that this may have been some sort of postal drop box.
So this is a Modron mailing service?
No, this is nothing. This is not. You do get that bonus, but not because of the Modrons.
Because of the gift?
But there is, so yes, you are able to
Okay.
surmise also that this probably would have been at about chest height, when it was relevant, and simply just the amount of detritus is built up. The amount of earth has just built up over time.
Okay, this would be chest height. So where is that right now? Like knee height?
Oh no, you had to dig it out. You had to
Okay.
dig it out. The rest of it, it is at ground level.
All right, I need a nature check.
Okay.
Soba,
So we'll go.
I'm going to reach into my pack and I pull out a yardstick.
Uh huh.
I would like for you to assist me in something. Now, we've had some topsoil for a certain amount of time. I would like for you to measure the height of where this orb would have been at the time it would have been active. Based on what I'm assuming, based on my academia roll, I can guess by the amount of topsoil, it's probably been like, what, a couple hundred years? I'm not looking for an exact number, I'm just guesstimating.
Couple thousand.
Couple thousand. Okay, couple thousand.
Yeah. Dirt doesn't
Would this
accumulate
be-
terribly quickly.
Would this be at the height of a standard humanoid, or would this be at the chest height of a Gripply?
Humanoid.
Oh, I was about to have Soba check, and I was excited.
No, I'm giving it to you though. I'm giving you this one. Because I'm giving you this one because I'm assuming you're going to be opening that scroll case in a moment, and we don't need to dwell on an answer that you're about to have.
All right, I'm getting too into the weeds.
No, it's fine. I love the weeds. I live in the weeds.
Weed.
But I'm just giving you that one for free.
All right. I just like the exchange of me holding the yardstick to Soba. It's like, can you measure of what the height they would be? And just Soba leans forward, squints their eyes, and says, "They would be like your size."
Yeah. Or yeah, like so either Sobo would just like give you like a generalization, or it'd be like asking an American to measure anything to avoid the metric system.
About 2 washing machines.
Yeah. Soba grabs the yardstick, she jams it into the dirt, she finds it, she looks up, she's like, is exactly 5 sandwiches tall.
Yeah, there it is.
What number does it say on the yardstick? No.
It's a perfectly cromulent unit of measurement.
Like,
I would
remember,
say
Soba
it is
can't
about-
read.
It is
Like,
about
remember,
half
Soba
the
is
size.
illiterate.
It is about half of the size of a game hen, just slightly a little bit taller than usual.
Yes, the imperial system.
Mm-hmm.
Is 5 childhood dreams tall.
Oh.
All right.
That's
How
very
based
tall.
on like what we had seen by the digging and stuff, was this recently used, or was this?
No.
And by recent I mean okay, so it wasn't for a good while.
No.
So if I put a letter in there or something like that, we're likely not going to get a response.
I wouldn't expect that. And several of the, as I said, much of the debris in there probably was old letters.
All right.
The only thing that was recent was the campfire.
I'm going to open up the scroll thing then.
All right. The roll me occult or arcana dealer's choice.
I will do Arcana because then I can swap that into lore if I really need to if things go wrong. All right, let's see if I get a 2.
I'm sorry.
Damn.
It's just wow. It is just objectively funny. I'm sorry.
I don't ask
You
for
did
much.
you did get a 2.
I don't ask for much in life. Friends to share times with, a good meal, maybe a large bed where I don't have to crawl into the fetal position because I'm 6'5".
Your
This
house
is not a large request. And I know large requests. I'm going to re-roll with my skill that anticipated for this.
Yep,
I'm
absolutely.
giving you a second chance. There's no point in me throwing out this die out of superstition because it's digital and not real, much like my dreams.
Oh
I
my
am-
god! I think you might need a new die. I don't care if it's digital. I think you might need a new die.
Magus. Magus.
No.
Have you angered any old women recently? Are you the victim of a curse?
I will let you re-roll that with a new die because that's actually a rule that I have at my IRL tables. Is that if you get that sort of streak of luck, you get to throw that die out and re-roll it with a new die. That's acceptable.
You know what I'm doing? I'm gonna go in a different direction. I usually like
Okay.
light blue as my color.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, I'm making it. What the hell?
That looks awesome, actually.
Royal purple.
How did that happen?
I have no idea.
Was it changing colors?
Could you bring it up here? Sorry, I'm stuck in the middle of the street. Okay.
Hi.
Not that I'm like bound. Sorry.
Real
Alright.
quick, a few minutes ago I had the twinge for dum-dums, so my, my brain
Okay,
may
that's
fall
fine.
off hard in the next few minutes.
All right.
Understood.
If you just want to stay here and vibe and keep on going, that's okay. If you need to stop, that is also okay.
we
If
go.
I
Because-
have to go, I'll go if I have to.
I'll explain for people. Sprig occasionally has brain fog, and it is beginning to creep up now.
Okay.
She often has some morning beforehand. That is the funniest possible roll. I'm so sorry. I cannot.
Oh my god!
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you right?
I want to cry.
I've had this streak of luck before too, and this is why I like the lucky feat.
Koss, why don't you roll some occult and try to bail this out? We need a shift in the luck side here.
I'm gonna roll a 3, and you goddamn well know it.
It's a 16. The
It's
3 is
gonna
a
work.
16.
Yeah.
Okay, there. It's a 6. That's better.
Yeah.
Kind
Actually,
of.
the 16 would probably be enough.
It would be 17.
Okay. The occult that's coming off of the scroll case is actually just holding it together. It's not like, any like a magic scroll or a dark incantation. Occult was used as a preservation material for this paper.
Sorry, say that again. I was blindsided by the dice roll thing, and I had
Completely understandable. The occult nature of this is not anything externally magical. It is simply has been used to retain the integrity of this paper, and
Okay.
that's maybe why it's lasted all these until now.
cultist glue. Got it.
Basically.
Darn cereal all full of occultism now.
Oh boy.
Do you open it up, or?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, it is entirely in Gith text. Are you going to be using the translation fluid? And if so, who's going to be doing so?
I'll do it.
It's not a federal crime if the federal part is dead.
It is sent to you.
Hold on. All right. Gather round, boys and girls. I'm going to be reading a little bit of a story for you. Feel free to take notes as I do this. Are you ready? It looks like it starts in the middle of a sentence. Hang on.
It does, and
reading glasses.
And it appears to be the second scroll, the first of which was not in this case.
That the good king had 3 children. His first son, Jusoic, also known as the King's Knife, was well known for several successful campaigns to secure and establish the country's borders. He expressed public disapproval at the king's refusal to continue to campaign as he grew older. Lesser researchers have referred to the second son, Ratal, as an inconsequential fop, but that paper fails to recognize Ratal was extremely influential on arts. His weekly plays, while unrefined, still played out the events of the week to countless people throughout the kingdom. For any researcher to claim that, the rest is, the line is scribbled out here. The third son may be the best known nowadays, both for his romance and achievements. Skirisi, who married an out-of-caste beloved, with a love of science and research. It was strange that he was married the royal stablemaster, as many papers have been written about their romance as their combined research, which would save the very kingdom itself. Study questions. How many sons did the good king have? 2. Name one accomplishment meant for each of the sons. 3. In what year was the Great Procession? 4. What did the Great Procession accomplish? Editor's note, if you write one more goddamned comma splice, I will feed you to my Khan. I'll edit this into something workable and bring it into East Callus. I'll meet you there and we can talk about it. And there are some maps of several cities here. It appears to be a research paper. An early draft of one, but either that or some kind of SAT for reading comprehension.
Well, if anything, the map should be useful. Locating old ruins should be a little bit easier, especially cities.
I'm going to attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first, sorry, there's a steak quesadilla.
It sounds delicious.
I was really worried that like the potato chips were going to be the problem thing, but it's more of just potato chips are bad for listening. Steak quesadilla is bad for speaking.
Eat
I, I, I think
eat the chips and the quesadilla at the same time.
They'll
think
cancel
the
each other
problem
out.
with I think the problem with the chips is mostly the bag, though.
I mean, the chips is the loud crunching that briefly puts you into a state of sensory deprivation.
Everyone likes the sound of mouth noises. I don't know what you mean.
You said you were going to do a
Right.
thing.
Yes. What I was going to do is I was going to do an academia roll
Mm-hmm.
for a reason that I was in the middle of reading over. Okay, yes. I would like to do an academia roll to determine these cities and if they have any common threads with stuff that we had been doing with our maps. I might need to do a research roll on this one when we get back and I can, like, correlate.
Okay.
But this might be able to help me pin down, like, just how old these are and where this is in relation to and what group might have been responsible for doing this. Rolling the die.
Nice.
13.
Okay, I really didn't want to say it's got to be over by this point.
How dare you vocalize that?
26.
All right. And that's the research on the map part of it. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Each of the cities is laid out in a pattern that you do recognize. You have seen several of those. I guess we can call them blood shrines, if you will. And the bigger cities all correlate to where these were, which would let you triangulate where the city of Callus is. Not triangulate exactly, but would let you deduce, I suppose. And I will make a note.
Have we been to
that-
this city yet?
No, it is deep. The city that it referenced is fairly deep in the swamps. But you can see, based on this, where the other cities are located on the map, that you can figure out where that would be, where that correlates to.
I believe we have the opportunity to take part in an investigation, an expedition to a new buried city. But it looks like that what was happening here might have been some kind of research paper to be transmitted to some otherworldly college of sorts. Namely, that what it could possibly be is a historian's dissertation. At least from a political standpoint. I didn't like phase out, did I?
No, you're fine. I'm just letting it that. I'm just giving you the party a chance to respond, rather than responding myself.
I mean, I already stated like that the maps are definitely going to be useful, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted more magic things.
So
On
what
one
do you think
take
we
you-
should? What do you think we should do in regards to this? We can deliver our findings to the mayor and the like, speak to some experts in our town, or we can just go off on an expedition right away. I was thinking maybe we should plan this out a little bit, and also maybe question the Modron.
I'm down for Modron questioning.
If he is willing, if the last one is willing to cooperate.
So, quick note of things here. Sprig is not feeling well enough to proceed, so she's going pivoted to do something that is less mentally intense. I asked if she was okay with us continuing, and has not responded. But we're going to continue for now. This is as we did, have when some of the people have dropped. But yeah, so Sprig is out for now. Just to remind you of a couple of threads. You do have a bit here. You do have the drone there, and yeah, the campfire is not aged as long as long as it should have been for when it appears to have been made.
Yeah, but it's long enough that whatever person.
Yeah,
I think we investigated the fire and we couldn't find any evidence other than the fact that it's like fairly recent.
Correct.
Like-
I just wanted to. Yeah, absolutely.
Fairly recent meaning.
Like a week or more.
Okay. That's a hard trail to follow.
Yeah.
But it's a lot earlier than what we would have expected.
I mean, people travel.
Yeah, but still. Nobody just comes across something like this and just leaves it untouched. In any case, I guess let's examine that crap Modron over there, Duodron.
The duo drone is trapped under a rock and can scarce move. It is trying. Just trying to, pull its leg out.
So only like the leg is trapped. Yeah.
How much of it is trapped, Liv?
Pinned as much of its body as she could under it.
Alright, so it's fairly well,
Yeah.
Alright. It's more that its arm is patting at the soil rather than it's actually trying to, able to maneuver out or anything.
Yeah, that's the bitch.
Flicker wants to try and examine it, like, just visually before he actually tries to, like, actually finagle anything on it. There's anything of note on it?
It is a slightly different one than the one that you had met before. It has a bit more detail and a bit more ornamentation as well. Specifically around some gold filigree that are around a couple of the joints that you hadn't really made too much of a note of earlier.
Wait, what does filigree mean? Sorry, that's not a word I'm familiar.
It's like a thin gold embellishment, generally made to look like vines.
Okay.
I'm on the floor, so pardon me if I'm quiet.
It's okay.
The party is slowly falling apart.
My internet seems to be made out of spit and wishes tonight, so...
Look, okay.
Literally, I dropped right after we all did the yo.
Oh.
Hang on.
Yeah,
no, hang on. We're going down. Rig.
We're gonna make this a
problems. I'm having physical problems. You're having technical problems. Now we need a secret fourth problem for Magus.
I mean,
no, that's just
I was pretty vocal that my secret fourth problem was that life has been very unkind to me the last couple of weeks.
Emotional problem.
I have a fifth problem, but that one's like a dice roll. At this point, I'm not sure if it'll appear.
No, that Magus also has the dice roll problem.
Real quick, I will also... Sorry.
Sorry. No, you go ahead.
No, that's okay.
So yeah, Flicker is gonna try and... I mean, I think it's clear that they're not gonna try and communicate with us, because they're fairly machine-like and such, so they don't really do much outside of what they're told to do. That has been my impression, or...
Let me push a button over here. Cece would be able to deduce that the larger one, which is now obliterated, it would have been the one that was able to talk with the others. This one is, rather than being unwilling, seems incapable.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And yeah.
All right. So Flicker is gonna ask Soba to be nearby to pin it down and whatnot while he tries to take a look at its innards, essentially.
So,
All right.
So we'll get ready to put it in a full Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
You do-
disassembly.
A live dissection, is it?
That is called a vivisection.
It is.
Yeah.
Vivisection.
Okay,
Well, a definition of life, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is.
Yeah.
I would consider it alive.
I think that's fair.
Let me just check something here.
Mm-hmm.
You can use unstable clockwork devices in your innovation. No. Oh, I guess I didn't. Take reverse engineering.
You didn't
Or
take
reverse
vivisection as a skill?
No. I thought I got the reverse engineering, which would have been useful here. But
Yeah.
let me see here. Maybe clockwork celerity. Celerity is such a weird word. You can use unstable clockwork devices in your innovation to push your invention to act more quickly. You are quicken. No, not that.
Go ahead and roll me a crafting first.
Yeah, okay. That I can do. Oh, it's gonna be one of these, huh? 9 plus 14.
Okay.
10.
Roll me something that would represent your understanding of biology.
Oh, I do have medicine and nature, so and they're both at the same. So I want to
Medicine would make
say,
sense.
yeah. Let's see what you got in your guts. 6 plus 8. 6, 6, 7, 12. 14.
Okay. It is extremely confusing. You can make out a couple things that you can make sense of. You know, simple ways that the arms are jointed together, and a little bit of what functions as a musculature, which is not exactly how you are used to it, but you can get a grasp of how it works. There's a pulley system more akin to tendons than how a automaton that you would make would normally be functioning.
Actually, since this feels like it might be vital information in here, I'm going to use one of my gold ones and add an extra d4 to that roll,
Okay.
just to see if I can get the most amount.
Okay.
So, well, 16. I
Yeah,
hope that pushes it.
And that pushes it over a DC of 15. So yeah.
Hey, there we go.
The innards are still mostly incomprehensible, sadly, but you are able to understand the connection points and the way that the pulleys are being manipulated is how to phrase this. So I'm just trying to think of word.
Mhm.
It's very clockwork, and there is very numerous springs and effectively what you would consider a winch, though that's not really a word that does it much justice. Moreover, you do find its heart. While the insides are mostly incomprehensible, you are able to isolate a crystal that you believe would be that in a watch would be responsible for the timings.
Ooh, fascinating.
What'd you find?
Think I found its heart, so to speak.
Oh.
So, it's not squishy.
I mean, I assumed as such. Is it still, going?
Yes. Um, he tries to like reach for the crystal so he can examine it.
You can extract it, but it will effectively destroy everything else.
Hmm. Is there anything else of note for me to examine in here?
Not really. This would be like somebody who's familiar with model trains looking inside of a computer.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I as well examine the power source then, because we can't talk to this thing. So, yeah.
Crystals.
Alright, I'm pulling.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Oh, you can extract it. That's part of included in those checks.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, you can extract it. Usually crystals don't, usually you can't tangibly feel the pulse of a crystal, right? That's like in a watch it works, but you can't feel it in your hand. This one you can.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. How's it feel? Like warm? I'm guessing.
No, but it vibrates a little bit. I'm like a heartbeat.
Oh, that's unsettling. Oh well. Oh well.
I'm sure it's fine. We definitely aren't going to be cursed because of this.
Well, we can communicate with it, and given Flicker's previous experience with these things, he comes to the conclusion that, like, or at the that they're not like alive in the classic sense. But he doesn't know if they're like alive like a conscious person is. So he's just gonna go with his base instinct of it's a machine, it's meant for a purpose, and that purpose can no longer be served.
Yep. Fair enough.
So he deactivates it so he can learn about how the crystal works. Hopefully.
Okay. Alright, so you can add that a Modron heart to your inventory.
Where did I put stuff? Oh yeah, probably under gear.
Right. I will say, Rodelac, that if you want to go out to that to the location on that map, you will need to go back to town and do some more precise measurements. Just.
Are we able to pack away that bit?
Yeah, absolutely. The bit we ended right before I was describing it last time, I believe. The bit hovers in the air a little bit off the ground, and horizontally across the the horizontal plane. If you touch it, it will drift a little bit, then stop, staying the same height. So it weighs effectively nothing. If you try to lift it vertically, it will actually have more weight to try, and if you push it down, it will have negative weight.
All right. So at what height is it at right now? Is it like my chest height, something like
Waist.
that? Waist height. All right. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna take a little string and I'm gonna wrap it around the bit. I'm gonna walk over to Soba and I'm going to tie it to their belt. You have a friend.
Silva pets the orb. Pet.
Right, and you're gonna head back to Lonfell?
Sounds like it.
All right. You're able to retrace your tracks fairly easily. I mean, I assume that Soba makes trail markings as they travel. Is that accurate?
She's just very large, so it's footprints.
Give me a moment to set something up real quickly here. It is lightly raining. It was lightly snowing at that other locale, if you recall.
Hmm. We are yes, Flicker, the but I'm taller than you joke. Uh, Actually, no, I was gonna ask for like permissions and stuff, but I got a reserved Flicker over here.
Oh, right, I should do that, sorry. As you walk in there, you see... These all are super aggressive. You see some kids playing in the field where you that you walked by before. A handful of Gripply and a couple of small kobolds are just appear to be playing hide and seek. I would like a perception check from anybody interested in who would note it.
I'll perceive,
I'll perceive.
because my perception is. Oh, I already have it.
I've never perceived anything in my life.
Oh, nat 20.
Oh! Your ears perk up.
8. 17.
Also nat 20.
My goodness, we found the 20s. Okay.
You know what? I'm not making the joke that's in my head right now.
Magus, you'll roll a 20 one day.
I believe.
I
believe.
did last week.
Yay!
I have no memory of this.
Man, why are these children huger than us?
Yeah, scale is. I wanted you to be
I
seen.
know. I'm just it's just funny.
Yeah, the children are running around singing and playing hide and seek. Making saying, rhymes and whatnot. And one of them particularly catches your ear very carefully, very closely. It's raining, it's pouring, the good king is snoring. With his knife in his back and a frog for his hat, they say that the old way was boring.
How? Who's singing that again? One of the
The
Gripply?
kobold.
The Kobold.
What
Okay.
a interesting little song. then again, a good chunk of.
You know what?
children's songs-
Academia roll. Do I know this? Do I know the history of this song? Probably not,
Oh.
but it's worth trying.
Oh, actually, I have a book of children's stories.
Rodolak's the kind of loser that would know those kinds of stories.
No, you would not know that particular song whatsoever. Though the cadence is well on par with the with just children's rhymes.
Yeah.
Flicker actually checks. You think he might have when he got the book, he did a quick skim through it of the children's stories that he has. Is it anywhere in the book? Maybe.
Yes, we'll get to that in just a second. Though I imagine you probably are going to. Yeah, they're going to actually they are going to run up to you because they recognize you. Kobold child runs up to you and says, "Hey, Mister, I remember you. You helped us out before."
Oh yes, I did. Are you from the den?
Yeah, Egg Mommy went on the big boat.
Oh.
Do you know any rhymes?
Rhymes?
I'm walking with the Gripply now. We're going about to a bunch of the towns to meet them people, and we were already here.
I hope you made lots of friends.
Yeah, I'm making a whole lot of friends.
Actually, oh, well, here's one more. A Flicker goes under into one of his backpacks and presents her let's say this time it's a little clockwork duck.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Here, you can have this. I found it. She hands you a ball. It's a small leather ball with a little bit of squish to it.
Oh. Oh, and oh wait, I think I might have a rhyme for you, actually.
Oh?
Yeah, he opens up his children's story book, and oh yes, it has a rhyme section here. Tack attack, the smith's con. With his master as best as they can, shape it, forge it, mark it with a T. The con will tap it. With him you'll see. It's raining.
Oh.
It's pouring. The good king is snoring, with his knife in his back and a frog for his hat. They say that the old way was boring.
I know that one. I like that one.
There's more.
Rolak
Ding dong.
squints and like looks at Flicker. It's like, he just continue. Sorry.
Ding dong bell, secrets in the well. What's in it then? Old frogman's den. Who filled it up? Little Tabletop. What a naughty boy was that? To go and drown a rat? Oh my. Who never did any true harm, or at least nobody rang alarm. Oh my.
That one's weird. I don't know if I like that one. But I like the raining pouring one. It's raining now and I like it. A lot of people run away from the rain. Why do people run away from the rain?
It is
well,
unpleasant.
They usually get sick if they're too much in the rain.
You can get sick in the rain? Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Well, if you're too much, regular rain won't hurt you. You can't spend all the time in it.
Is it because they don't have scales?
I think it's mostly because they don't have scales.
One of the other Gripply children runs up and tags her on her tail, causing her say, "Oh my gosh, goodbye!" and run around and engage in a game of tag.
Rolak thinks for a minute and looks over at Flicker and says, I have a feeling that some of these nursery rhymes might be... What's the word I'm looking for? Something we can actually facilitate around here.
Yes, if they seem to be a lot of, if I remember correctly, you know, most nursery rhymes do come from stories and things that actually happened on some level.
I gotta say, I haven't heard a lot of poetry, but that was some weird poetry.
It
Like, so
felt
we just
oddly
snaps her
specific.
fingers in, like, realization and goes, "Oh, like old story of old man and glacier."
How does that story go?
Old man start make house near glacier. Old man live their entire life. Old man crushed to death by glacier when glacier move. Very
Yeah,
touching story.
That's a great story. Do you have a version of it that rhymes?
Not in common. It rhymed very well in giant.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
that makes a bit more sense. Yeah.
Soba just kind of continues. Because maybe if we get more adult version of rhyme, maybe it gives us a hint about what's going on.
Well, it does say something. That's something. Well, the main things I noted from this rhyme is, things that are forged and marked with a T on it. Something about the con, without an H. By the way, I'll post the rhyme so you guys can see it. Read it yourself. Oh, it's already posted. Never mind. However, secrets in the well sounds awfully specific.
Also something that we could probably investigate right now,
Indeed.
considering.
I
remember
will.
when we had the well around here.
I'd like to remind you of two interesting notes, if I may. things that your characters may remember, but honestly might not, but I'm not going to make you roll for it. The first is that you've heard the name Jusoic before.
I don't remember where though.
It was in the journals.
Right.
I've posted the Jusoic's journal there, and well as you also know who the stable master is.
I'm trying to.
I just want to say for Kasa's part in this, having not ever been a child or interacted with them much, the children's rhymes are very, very confusing to him.
Mm-hmm. Roll out a history for someone.
What history?
Any
What
kind.
history?
So any sort of history or deduction or remembrance or something. Roll me something to piece together a puzzle.
Okay. Part of me almost wants to use my lore heraldry. God, I forgot to talk to you about like potentially changing that to something eventually.
Like, Cass, having never been a child, actually does make nursery rhymes kind of funny because it's kind of normalized to us, but like, nursery rhymes are kind of fucked up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Every nursery rhyme
Oh,
is like an ancient
when I learned-
plague or some horrible murder.
Okay,
When I learned,
that's a 30 on my society check.
Okay, I was gonna ask if I can use society, but then you went ahead and rolled it.
Yeah,
think it's-
that's 2 net 20s in a row.
You have sifted through many husbandry records of what I will call the proto Gripply, the Gripply when they were still pets. You remember all those notes that you had found?
Mm-hmm.
They culminated in 3 ways actually. They culminated with mentioning that the person writing it was going off to the capital to be monitoring the royal husbandry. They also noted that they were the ones who created the life gems, if you will, that the Gripply use for wishes. And now you know that they married the 3rd son in an out-of-caste marriage.
Ooh.
Guys, I think these might not just be like little songs for the children. I think they might be stories about things
Also-
that really happened.
That's my.
Also,
theory. Also.
you also have found a secret journal of the King's Knife,
I
which
think
I've reposted. Good.
I
Did you
got a
say
feeling
knife?
this king is a real person that we're going to have to find out about. Hey, Gripply children, what do you know
Huh?
about the king?
What?
What do you know about the king?
What's a king?
Excellent.
It's a guy with a fancy crown. It's a guy with a fancy crown that barks orders and makes up a lot of weird rules.
Oh, I don't think we have one of those. I know the Kenku have one of those, but they're not good.
Okay, so Kenku King, not the good king.
No.
We're learning all kinds of things today.
For better or for worse.
Also, you would be aware that this well was dug when the current settlers got here. That wouldn't be an ancient well.
Yeah, I was like, I'm being like,
No, that one doesn't track.
I bet if we found a Kenku well, it might give us more information.
Just has to be open. Then we can explore.
Ding dong bell, secrets in the well. What's in it then? The old frogman's den. Who filled it up? Little Tammy Top. What a naughty boy was that to go into around the rat, who never really did any harm, lest nobody rang alarm.
I feel like the last one doesn't quite rhyme as well, but I get it. I mean, not to be
translated.
criticizing, it's more of just All right, so let me actually look. I'm gonna look through my notes real quick. Hey man. Okay, no. Because I've heard the term con.
Without a H.
During the con was the referred to in that scroll that we had read before. So the rhyme is in the same time period as this other civilization. So it's safe to assume that the two have paired up. So East Callus. So I'm gonna do a just to check. Do we have a well in Knife Point right now, or has there been a point where we've run into a well?
There is a well here, but as I mentioned, that
well,
was
actually,
dug.
There it is.
Yeah, that was dug for when the town was established, though. That's
True.
yeah.
All right, I'm going to check through those maps that we had,
Sure.
and I'm going to correlate it with the cartography stone.
All right. Real quick, I will say that the Gripply do not use wells; they actually rain collect.
Yes. So it's safe to assume that the race that this is all being referred to are not exactly Gripply. Or at the very least, it's not the same society that the Gripply have now.
That would make sense.
Alright, so what shall I roll for my, I guess, cartography correlation?
I mean, this is the convince me. Tell me what you're rolling and tell me why. That's much better way of going about it.
I would like to use my my Arcana lore check, or not
Okay.
Arcana, but the Academia check, because as part of the Department of Happenstance, a lot of these weirdness require that I have at least a cursory understanding of historical development and maps and the like. You know, to trace back where I had where some of these might have originated from. Some happenstances are recent, some happenstances have always been there, but our understanding is quite new. Sound good?
Yes.
I'm going to use my Academia check to justify fixing some plumbing in the near future, I swear.
All the pipes
Natural
are lead.
20.
It needs to be done
Nat 20.
anyway.
Let's go.
Hey, there we go. Good job, buddy.
All right. So clarify it for me again exactly. I want to give you as much as I can.
All right, so I'm using the map, the maps that I had gotten in the scrolls, with the cartography stone.
Yes.
And using the comparisons of like where these layouts are, I want to try and find where this well they're talking about might be residing, or at the very least this smithy.
All right. So, you are able to see several major cities on this map, and they correlate. Actually, hold on. I'm just going to load up the world map real quick.
Go for it. I believe you've got a world map over here.
No, I mean the proper.
Right.
I figured this is a. So, see these monoliths that I've been. Actually, they're not all here, but. And there's one here, here, here. There is also a monolith. There's also these correlate to locations that were on the cities that were on that map. Each of these are ancient structures that you have found. The one up here was a blood shrine. The one
blew up
here,
by accident.
yep. I don't know if I accept by accident. Actually, I don't.
Well, okay, we blew it up on purpose, but we didn't know it was a blood shrine, okay?
Yeah,
Hey man, sometimes you're excavating for oil and you find a blood shrine. You know, it's just
Yeah, it happens.
that's just how it be. This is why I'm anti-fracking.
Accident. There are other locations here, which would actually have been an area that you have passed through at some point. Here, which is further along to the south and through a good bit of the marshlands, and this pathway down here, the surrounding area has been explored, but nobody's gone that deep into the marsh. It just becomes unpleasant to travel through, so no one's taken the time or effort to, to muck through it, if you will. This appears to be the capital city. This, however, is Callus. East Callus.
I say go to the one to the west because it's closest and safest, and we can probably cause some extremely severe damage.
Do you
This-
mean this one?
This was a blood shrine. That was the one that the Gripply
Okay,
are
that
still
was a blood
actively
shrine.
using. Yep, that's the one the Gripplys
Okay.
were actively using. This
All right.
was
Yeah.
the
I wanna go
underground
check
structure that
that
was
one out.
used as a mycelium that where you found that what you found out used to be a husbandry/veterinarian.
Ah, yes, of course.
And the location that you found it being here is listed as a small provincial town. It does not have a lot of. I mean, there's not a lot of information other than just sketches. It's more of a functional map of saying, hey, go here, rather than an actual detailed map that gives you any information about how it's just towns and some highways, and the highways no longer mean anything.
Okay, yeah, so south then.
Yes.
South it is.
Yay!
All right, so we're gonna be heading to East Callus, or are we heading to the capital?
East Callus.
East Callus first.
All right. Now, there is a possibility that we might need to potentially do some excavation. Flicker,
Yes?
do you think we might be able to have some kind of machine to either allow us to submerge under an area or to potentially drain the swamp? Not completely. I don't want to interfere with the ecosystem and all that stuff, but enough to at least figure out what might be down there, or at the very least have a way for us to be able to swim and not see too much grossness, or not be
imagine
able to be
CC
blinded by the grossness.
I imagine that CC would also take this moment to go,
Yes.
Ooh, I have a design for a pump system that I tried using back home, but it was unsuccessful. But I've revised it several times since then.
What would
larger version
CC say in this particular instance?
CC would, I suspect, I mean, I don't want to, put words into her mouth, but I suspect that she might have some concern about traveling through a swamp.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fair.
And there actually was a roleplay moment between Flicker and CC that I was hoping would happen here, but it'll happen next time probably.
We could probably say
I
that
don't-
for another time.
I don't want to go super late today, just because, well, Sprig's
kind
not
of in the
here,
same
and
boat as you.
everyone's kind of, So I figure we go for another half hour or so.
Sure. Honestly, I don't mind. I don't mind if we do that and then we just like hang and talk.
And just vibe. I'm all down for that.
I really, really want Sprig to invent a fan boat.
Honestly, I'm half expecting it.
Right, like
That would be fun.
That'd be very on brand.
It's what we need. It is what the world needs.
I like the idea that Flicker would probably make a steam powered one, and then he's just the one that's pumping the fire into the engine constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, and I did want to
Fireball.
clarify something from last session about the goblins.
Hmm?
Goblin racism is not going to be a major part of this narrative. That was just an opportunity for you to see people who were slavers being persecuted against, and giving you a chance to react and see how you felt about that being the case. I just wanted to clarify that that's not like a major plot point or anything. That was just...
I mean,
No, I mean,
yeah.
just wanted to clarify
It's-
that.
Yeah, no, I got the idea that was the case.
Okay. I don't want to go full into like a Gob Crow campaign unless that's exactly what you guys wanted. Like, but no,
That's the expansion.
oh jeez.
The goblin racism expansion.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, man, the developers really made a interesting choice for that one. Uh,
But no, I just want to mention that is all. So
honestly, for real, you could probably have made a game expansion that focuses around that as a story in the 90s. As weird as that sounds.
oh absolutely.
Doesn't
Hello,
sound that weird.
authorities.
No, that sounds very normal.
Yeah.
Because guess what? They didn't pay attention to the stories, only the actual visible violence.
Yeah.
So it is early evening, probably around supper time. I would like let me head back over to actually, let me
I love how there's just a rat on the map in town. Just a
Mhm.
rat.
That's Mr. Rat.
It's Mr. At one point, a character of mine, I had a character that was, he figured out that like, oh, there needs to be blood or a sacrifice for a thing, so he just caught like a mouse or a rat, and he was gonna sacrifice it until the GM informed me like, oh, I can just spill some of my own blood, and then
None
he
of
had
those-
and then he adopted the rat and he named it Roquefort.
None of those things loaded in at the appropriate scale, and everything was very confusing for a moment.
Oh yeah.
that's liable to happen.
And I'm gonna be honest, I'm so grateful that the GM told me about it because I really did not want to just kill a random rat for no reason.
Oh no,
Stupid.
Rathu.
Stupid blood sacrifice puzzles.
Buck says they were
See,
waiting for a king is someone who has with a funny hat who talks for other people, and was expecting the kobold to say like him and point at Rodolak.
That would have been
That would have been a good moment. Gotta say.
honestly, even my additional description about like and makes a ton of strange rules. I would have also expected that same answer.
Honestly, like there are two of you here who wear funny hats, so you know.
This is not a hat; it's a helmet.
I would like. Sorry.
Yeah, go
Go ahead.
No, I don't have a thing to go with that. It was just,
Fair enough. I would like to know what you guys do in town, because it is early evening. You have some intel about the mayor, and you have some, well, it's dinner time. You're hungry.
Flicker, after being exploded, would like to relax.
That makes sense.
But
yeah,
do
that
we
was a
want- do we
lot.
have
I
someone-
think just like finding a place to settle down.
I guess no, wait, tavern isn't an inn. I keep forgetting taverns and inns are two different things.
Yep, your place to stay is the Adventurers Hall, but there is a tavern for food. You do note as you go through Knife Point Market, because anywhere you go is going to be going through Knife Point Market. The people of by and large, none of the Gripply mind the rain. This surprises absolutely nobody. But you see more humans and more common races outdoors than normal. Perhaps being inspired by the Gripply, just to not be as running away from rain as you might have seen in the old world.
As I feel like if you live in a location long enough, people just get used to like rain, like that's happening constantly. You know, like England
Simply melted snow.
or snow. Yeah.
She said the rain is melted snow.
Oh.
Sorry. I know it's hard to hear me. I'm sorry.
Hello.
Wow.
Wow.
The reason that Soba is hard to hear is because she's so tall.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So,
That makes a lot of reflection.
I'd like to know what your characters, upon returning to town, would like to do for dinner.
Okay.
If it's raining, I'm going to go to the tavern immediately.
Does he?
The
do they have
Gripply may be into this, but like, I do not have any meat on my bones. I do not retain heat well. I gather my cloak about me and I go.
Do they have any pasta? Foods?
Yeah, there's a mill, so I imagine that that pasta wouldn't be terribly hard to to have. I will say absolutely.
Then Flicker should order pasta and with cheese and with melted cheese, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And he shall use the dining opportunity to look more into the children's book and see if we can find anything else of note.
All right. The children's book has several stories that are some of your at your normal coming of age, and some of them are your normal beware of wolves at night sort of thing that was common in this sort of place. Just general parables and such. The three that you felt might actually be relevant to the historical context are the ones that I have put into here. However, if you do extremely well on some sort of curiosity check, I may give another piece of information.
Ooh, this sounds like This sounds like a job for society.
And I would like also for Soba to roll this.
I don't know how I'm gonna roll that.
11 plus 14.
Soba, do you want me to click the die thing for you?
Please.
Okay, okay.
And 25.
25, okay.
What is the modifier on this?
This is for Soba.
Skill?
The society.
Okay, I think that's a +0 for Soba, so.
Soba has got a 9.
Yeah, Soba doesn't know society. Oh no.
Okay. And what was your total, GD?
25.
25? Okay. There are references to, a couple other references to the Khan. And it appears to be some form of bird. There's a reference to one flying, and you actually managed to piece together the first rhyme. Tack-a-tack, tack-a-tack, the smithy's Khan, with his master as best as they can. Is actually... sorry. Is actually something that I think I think that you and Soba would be able to piece together. It's a blacksmith and their bird pet. The blacksmith is tapping at an anvil, and the bird is tapping on something along with them, as a pet.
May I make an inference then?
Go for it.
Is there like an appearance of this, or like an image, or no?
There is no images in this book.
Okay, just making sure.
Man, that's a poor children's book.
It
Do you think
is.
the attack is via just text? Like it's rather, it's not referring to the sound it's making, but as the name of the con. And can I make an intelligence check? Do you think the con might have some correlation with the Kenku? That is a 17. So 30.
Tack attack is would be an onomatopoeia. That would just be that. But yes, you do suspect that the Khan is just a name for a bird-like pet that people kept a long time ago, that may have been a proto-kenku. There's also the new text that you received today, in which the editor mentions feeding the author to their con if they add one more comma splice, of which I would like to point out to everyone. I went ham with the comma splices in that. An editor would rightly be pissed.
Yeah. Yeah, they would.
Also, the author making a very personal attack against another researcher in the middle of what is, I'll give you this for that role as well, in the middle of what is probably a children's history book that is being drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is.
Hey, what are
this
you
is
guys
very-
working on?
Oh,
No,
just
we're-
researching this. Apparently, this children's history book from the region that we found. Or at
I
least-
indicate the chicken that I'm eating.
Yeah, Flicker's just like slurps up immediately some spaghetti. He is a messy eater.
It is Sarthius, the ranger. Really? Wouldn't have figured you guys were up into that kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
we're-
find all sorts of things while exploring. Really, you never know what will be of great interest.
Yeah, I suppose. Where'd you pull that up?
At the library, surprisingly, they had it. I was looking for inspirations for toys, and figured this might be something to help with making something more local.
Oh. Well, that's very good of you.
I just like sharing my craft.
Yeah. I had a kid once.
Oh,
If you allow him, he will wax poetic about a lost love that is completely irrelevant to the story. But
Flicker is a listener.
I downright encourage him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It may not be relevant to the main storyline, but it is.
This is us.
Everybody
this is
here is curious.
Yeah.
This is us pressing the extra options that popped up on this.
Of course, of course.
Kayfabe down, I just want to hear Jade improvise this.
I mean, there is also that element, yes.
Ah, fair. No, he spins a tale about a wife who left him for his brother because he joined the military and ran away from the military. His wife was terrified that he might actually be hanged for treason, so she ran away. Though he is quite insistent that she was a little bit too ready to run away with his brother specifically. And took the child with her.
Flicker just comments. I've seen like he does like the whole like as he's talking, like to whoever's nearest to him, if he just like does the whispering thing. I've seen this happen in court many times before.
Yeah.
Great.
So I was down in my times. That's when I met in with that guy what looks like you. But he nods his head over at Rodolak. Paid well for the late work, so I thought, but everything's got a catch.
I know what you mean.
Hmm? What was that?
Oh, I'm just acknowledging that, you know...
Yeah.
Rodolek commiserates.
Okay, I genuinely couldn't understand what you said. That's what's it.
Said, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Ah, gotcha. Well, hunting's been doing pretty good though. Now that griffin's out of that marsh out there. Oop, did we lose? No. Now that griffin's out of the marsh down there, the hunting's a lot better. You ever been to the south yet?
Okay. Can you guys hear
Nope.
me?
Yeah, welcome back.
Yes.
Okay, that ended for me on. It ended on acknowledging, then awkward silence.
Welcome back. Well,
That's the-
I'm glad we're not having any kind of issues with anything tonight.
Yeah, I just kind of want to let the singes settle and take a bath to wash away the singes. I'm not sure if that's the correct word to use, but I am referring to like he still probably has some of the black singe from the explosions on him.
Yeah. I have a question. Would Soba recognize scent?
A good question.
I thought so.
So, I'm going to say yes, because it's funny that way.
Okay. Then I would like you to roll survival.
Alright. So we'll hit the dice button, please.
Oh,
I got it.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
hitting
you,
the
Megas.
dice button. 11.
That's a 21.
All right. You recognize the scent from the campfire. There are some different trees in that region, and the scent stuck with you.
Up. I think you disappeared.
Did I explode?
For a brief moment, you disappeared.
Ah, Soba, you recognize his scent from that campgrounds area that you were at.
Who is this guy? Sorry, I've had a hell of a time keeping up.
All good. It's a ranger and tracker. It
And what's he doing right now?
having dinner next to you guys, and drinking.
Going to eat her food, and while she's eating, she's going to watch him, and she's going to like nudge. Who will be sitting next to Soba?
I would.
She's gonna nudge Cass and be like, "The ranger over there, he stinks like fire. Follow."
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
No, he's smells like that camp to the south that you were in.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what she meant. I'm sorry. It is
Yeah.
very hard to do the Soba vernacular right now. I am dying.
It's all good. It's all good. You're having a fun. You're valid and stuff.
No. I am literally
I
an
want that on a
invalid
shirt.
now.
I do actually. That's me.
Okay. That's extremely funny. Say, do you know anything about this campfire that we found?
Oh, where about?
I described the location.
Oh, with those weird pedestal things?
Yes.
Yeah, I set camp up there a few days ago. Or, a few weeks ago. She was. Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
that was yours.
Yeah. Weird vibes out of that area.
Did you happen to see any little construct dudes, fellas?
No, can't say I did, but it was still weird as sin. Temperature there was a good solid colder than anywhere else around it. But the sun was pretty hot that day, so I figured that was the best place to camp. There's a lot of weird junk out here that I don't understand. It's above my pay grade. But made for a nice camp. You guys make anything out of that place?
We were attacked by some platonic solids.
Some what now?
Platonic salads?
Platonic solids. Cubes, things like that.
Oh,
Oh, did you say
solids.
solids?
I thought you said
Yeah,
salads.
I was gonna say. I heard salads.
We're eating dinner. I like the.
Yeah, I was really confused too.
Okay, but now I know. I need to know what a platonic salad is.
It's a salad that you like, but just as a friend.
Fair.
You know, the kind that's iceberg with ranch dressing and nothing else. It's
Oh,
like you're
so-
fine, but I'm not going out of my way to seek you out.
Yeah.
Like, I guess this is food. This is technically the thing that one could eat.
I'm such a.
Oh,
I'm such a.
yeah, I
basic
actually did see
bitch.
something like that.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Didn't think much of it, just... Look, we're in a town with a giant sword sticking out of the ground, and a forge that doesn't require any fuel. This place is weird, man. I stopped keeping track of all the weird junk I saw sometime around when we went through a giant pink fog bank.
I've been doing nothing but keep track. I've been doing nothing but keeping track of it. And then he like shows like his notebook and the chicken scratch writing joke comes back.
Yeah, and keeping track of it has made you extremely, very normal.
You don't have to
thank
roll a
you.
perception check if you don't want to, but if you feel yourself would be perceptive to it, Sarthius looks at the book, but he cannot read. Huh. Well, that's
wait,
quite
wait,
interesting.
Would the roll be for him or for us?
It would be for you for perception if you care. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if that's the kind of thing your character would notice in a society check, then yeah.
9 plus 14. You know what? Given Flicker's writing and previous experience of showing it, he probably would be like, he can't tell if he can't write or if he can't read his, if he can't read or if he can't read his writing. Yeah, that's
honestly
the
think
that's the funnier
Kasu
option.
was like born knowing how to read and write, so that it wouldn't occur to him that people don't.
Flicker potentially learned how to read and write on his own. Never fully sure of the full details of his backstory,
Yeah.
but
Just ask the person who made him.
See, I still can't decide what the person that made him's societal position was.
I mean, you.
Oh. I was thinking more his mom and dad.
Yeah, no, that is a valid read, but
It's still very funny though. It is a very good dinner. The owner comes out and makes sure that you are well taken care of multiple times.
Hey, you enjoying your dinner?
Nailed it.
I cannot not do Devil Man every time I do a Scottish accent. It's too fun. Plus, I'm way too ingrained in thinking in that voice whenever I think Scotsman.
I mean, Demo Man is the only true Scotsman.
I thought there was no true
If
Scotsman.
I was a bad demo man,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be sitting here discussing it with you.
I literally have, me and my co-creator Batman, we literally have an idea for an episode that's literally just, it's a over-the-top golfing tournament inspired by a Rocco's Modern Life episode where they have to face off against a super Scotsman.
So,
The
I don't
two-
have a...
the-
No, finish your thought, sorry.
And he's essentially like he's got a cannon for a peg leg. He's huge and he's got 2 eye patches. Of course, he can still out Scotsman the two demo men. Anyway, that's it. Sorry.
All good. That's about what I had prepared for today anyways, aside from, getting figuring out what your prep work is going to be for the expedition to the south, which I am very curious how that's going to go. But there is one I would like to talk a little bit about with you guys and just hang out for a bit. But there is one last thing that I wanted to offer as a moment. As you leave the tavern, the rain is starting to break up, and you can see a little bit of the night sky through the clouds. Just early night. There's something terrifying and beautiful about seeing an enormous dragon flying through the sky.
Is it the one we recognize?
It is, though fully spread out in flight, she looks much larger than you remembered.
Oh, she's recovered.
We might want to determine whether or not that might be a good thing.
She seems happy.
It's one of those things of, oh, good, she's gotten better. I'm really glad we were able to help. Why is she here?
No, high up in the sky.
So we don't have an insight check thing, but I'm just taking a brief moment, like a brief few second thing of perhaps an insight check with perception of, is she flying because she's glad that she's finally healed, or flying because she is starting a bombing run?
The answer to that is joy.
Okay, good.
There is
Just wanted to make sure.
yeah. You gave the instructions to the Gripply to relay to the kobolds, and as you found out from the kobold child over here, who said that her egg mommy was on the boat.
Oh, that's what he mean. I just thought I thought she was just referring to like they were one of the slaves on the boat.
Nope.
I didn't think she was referring to the dragon.
So,
Hey, guys.
Rodolak, I assume that you say that out loud.
No,
Okay,
well, the idea of like, what
I read it on your face and say, "Don't worry, Rodolak. If she were coming here to attack us, there wouldn't be anything we could do about it."
Hey, wait, she's signing something towards us. What does up, right, down, down, down mean?
Oh no.
I still can't believe I get that wrong.
Heck divers.
Can someone translate that for me? I don't understand.
500 kilogram bomb.
Oh. That is large.
And 30 extra lives. So, I've been sitting on the idea of these nursery rhymes being a narrative part of, of the history that you guys would need. Literally since Flicker checked out that book, but I knew that he didn't have that. It wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have meant anything to you back then, right? It wouldn't have, been any sort of value until you had the other information, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, and I just want to say that these are actually all based on old nursery rhymes. Tack attack is of course patty cake. It's raining, it's pouring is well, it's a limerick. But that's the one that I'm very proud of because it makes sense in that sort of Middle English sort of logic, but with his knife in his back is the way it's written, and you do know who the king's knife is. And Ding Dong Bell actually is an old children's rhyme as well. It's a nursery rhyme about a cat stuck in a well that I adapted to have secrets.
Secret cat.
Cats always have secrets.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
So yeah, that was actually something that I had set up a long time ago in hopes that it would eventually pay off, and I'm glad it did.
Well, you're lucky. Flicker was looking for inspiration.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about things? I know today's a weird day for everybody.
It is a weird day. Sorry for that.
It's fine.
I feel like it's just been going
Honestly,
around in
like
general.
it's at least your fault.
Least fault.
Yeah, you haven't. You've been very normal. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I was more like making the observation that I feel like everybody's been having like a case of God, just things suck right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got like 5 phone calls during this, but I'm on push to talk, so you couldn't hear them.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate how suddenly my day went from like, this is fine, I'm okay, to, At least it feels like it's now a little bit normal. Thankfully.
Yay, normal.
Yay. This was fun. But
This was-
yeah. We still have the thread about the blacksmith if you wanted to try to power up the forge. That was one idea that was had without, is definitely something that CC wanted to spearhead.
Yeah, I don't want to like go too far that like CC is out
Yeah.
for those kinds of things.
Exactly. And you do have information about the mayor, which you were interested in ambushing, as well as this new information, which is going to. I think you are going to like it.
It seems
Plus-
likely.
I'm just glad that I can start giving more payoffs than secrets, because like I've been sort of stacking secrets on top of you guys over and over for so long,
Well, that's how this kind of storytelling works.
It is, and it's like even then, like I dropped the bomb of like the study question of in what year was the Great Procession and what did it accomplish, or the third son saved the kingdom as we know it. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what now?
We're like, okay, hang on, man.
Right?
Jade, if you've been
Hi.
piling secrets, does that mean you've been making a man?
Always.
Although we're not
I
really
am-
miserable.
I mean, today is a little rough day. Also, the idea of the second son being a playwright with weekly plays that brought the events of the week to people throughout the kingdom was inspired by how you guys wrote the Gripply to be. With having frequent plays that just sort of are the week's events in play form.
Alright, now where's the Githyanki who fucking kills everyone they touch?
Her name is Lae'zel.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Although I
You
would
know
do want
what?
to say,
No, that's not fair to Lae'zel, actually. That's not
Wait,
fair to
what-
her, come on.
Wait, what did you ask, Liv?
I said, where's the Githyanki that kills everyone she touches? Fucking Jade said Lae'zel. No, that is a front from Lae'zel. Lae'zel is terrified, so she lashes out, just like me for real.
I will say that when I initially wrote this setting, the idea of the ancient civilization being Githyanki was mostly because it was a weird race that no one ever used or heard of, and so it was kind of safe to rewrite their history in as part of this region. And then Baldur's Gate.
Sorry,
Hmm?
go ahead.
And then Baldur's Gate had to come out and actually teach everybody about Githyanki lore, and it's like none of that applies. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
What I find funny is that the Githyanki apparently literally come from like a user submitted thing back in the old days, and that user took it practically straight up from a book. Even the name's
Really?
not far off. Yeah,
Huh.
I saw like a video. I saw like a video on it, and it's like someone they were having. It might have been White Dwarf. I'm not sure which magazine. It was one of those kind of magazines.
Yeah.
And could have submitted monsters or whatever to be featured in the magazine, and the guy that submitted the Githyanki was like, he took it from a book that he read, a sci-fi book if I remember correctly, and basically copied them over into like NPC or enemy form or monster form, and the name wasn't even that far off from their original name.
That's very interesting. And yeah, there is I do have a little bit of the Githyanki narrative in here, but again, this is also a civilization that's like what 5,000 to 7,000 years old or something. You established. It's like
Yeah.
it's not related to any of like the weird codes of honor or stuff that that Githyanki have in modern settings.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of an archaeological excuse.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Had fun either way.
I enjoy this game.
Funny enough, I've always been extremely Githyanki pilled, so
I'm not a fan of them personally.
I don't know enough to be
Wait.
able to pass judgment in that kind of way, so.
I can't wait until like one of us dies and the next character that's made is a Githyanki that we find in a cryopod. Like,
I mean,
you can't tell me that wouldn't be funny.
It would be funny, but let's be honest. You're going to re-roll as Gripply, and everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Okay, now I don't want
okay, hear me out. Hybrid Githyanki Gripply.
Oh my gosh.
a Grip Yankee.
That raises
Oh,
some very
wait, no, that
unsettling
sounds-
questions.
Oh wait, no, that sounds bad. Grip Yankee. Oh, I ruined it
That-
for myself.
No, that's totally normal, and no one will
I
ever
made
notice that it's definitely a terrible thing.
I made myself sad.
For the time being, I think I'm gonna take it easy and jump off for now.
Yeah, I'm
Get
gonna
some
go
rest.
die. I'm gonna go die.
Live, no dying.
What about Le Petit?
Not allowed.
It's in your name.
Le Petit Mort.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not involved in that. You go ahead and do what you like.
Yeah, your name's literally Liv. I mean, come on.
The little
But
death.
Jade, at some point, if you want to try doing like a Helldiver stream together or something like that, as
Yeah, I'd be down.
something to do, I'd be open to jumping in with that. That'd be a lot of fun. I
Jade,
miss streaming
Jade,
with you.
tell me when I'll be there, bitch, if I can.
After game on Monday.
Sure, it'll be late, but sure.
Oh,
See you
by
later,
the way,
folks.
Megan,
All right, cheers.
Yes.
just
Bye.
been. See ya, Liv. I just wanted to ask you, Mangus. If you'd be. Sorry.
Let me wrap up stream first. Thank you all
Oh,
for
sure.
watching. I hope you had a wonderful time, and I love you all. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Yip away.